Stepping from our ordinary world into the fantastical, Immersive XP explores the weird and wonderful imaginations behind a diverse range of themed experiences. From virtual reality to escape rooms to live-action roleplay, nothing is off the table. We'll take a deep dive into what makes these adventures worth attending and which ones to avoid. Join me on a journey to explore the extraordinary and meet the people who make dreams a reality. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Immersive XP. I am Taylor Forge, your non-binary host based in Southern California, seamstress by trade, silly little guy by trauma. Favorite hobby? Photography. Fun fact of the week: extraterrestrial life, or aliens, have been speculated and never confirmed. But who were the first people to consider life outside Earth, you might wonder? Well, the first documented evidence we have of theories were ancient Greek philosophers Democritus and Epicurus. Close enough. It was thought that if randomization happens here on Earth, why not out in the universe? Another belief was that if nothing on Earth is unique or original, why would life on our planet be the only thing unique and original in the universe? These were not the most popular theories of the time, and many other philosophers argued that there wasn't enough evidence to back it up. It is also very likely that many other cultures, even earlier, had their own thoughts, but unfortunately, we may never recover documented evidence of this. This week's episode is a daily quest, which is any immersive experience with a low barrier to entry and no intellectual property attached to it, but still has a certain level of interaction. Continuing with my visit to Las Vegas, I'm discussing one of my favorite places to visit, OmegaMart. OmegaMart is one of 5 art exhibits under the art collective Meow Wolf. And the second of its kind, established in February 2021. It is one of the main attractions that draw people to Area 15, which was established a year prior. While I have discussed Area 15 in a different episode, OmegaMart deserves its own spotlight for the creativity and depth of immersive world building. My first time attending was the summer of 2021, not long after its opening, and I've been at least 5 additional times since sharing my love of it with new people in tow. It has changed a lot in both the wear and tear with so many daily visitors and by expanding its space with additional art pieces. So, what exactly is OmegaMart? Well, I've always described it as so. Imagine aliens landed here on Earth and tried to find a way to lure humans into a location. A common thing a normal person would go to would be a grocery store. But as an alien, you may have a limited understanding of how a human grocery store looks and functions. Enter OmegaMart, your go-to store for unique items that aren't quite right. If you're looking for a beverage called gender fluid or what is butter or your toast, you've come to the right place.
Butter scented air freshener, now 79 cents off.
There is always something slightly unsettling within the shelves, inside locked gates, or even behind the eyes of the employees. The commercials that play throughout the store for various products and OmegaMart company values are so normal, very normal. Nothing odd or off-putting at all. Why would you even think that? If the magic of OmegaMart leaves you wanting more, why not become an employee? Get an Omega Access card to start your employee training. I can assure you, no secrets are hidden within the family of OmegaMart, run by DramCorp.
DramCorp is inviting you. Join us.
The best part is that you can come back during another visit and continue your journey. Just make sure not to lose your card. So that's it? Just a grocery store? The adventure is far from over. Hidden within secret passageways and areas that seem a little too strange is a world to explore behind the facade. What lies beyond is a mix of a strange abandoned town, corporate offices of OmegaMart, interactive displays, colorful art sculptures, mini villages, music, and much, much more.
There is so much more I can become, that DramCorp can become, and that you can become.
Interwoven within the space are hints and clues as to what the heck happened behind the scenes to this once booming town, and who really is DramCorp, the company that took the world by storm and built its flagship OmegaMart in Las Vegas. You have the option to do as little or as much as you like within the space. Some people go just for the stunning backdrops. While no professional cameras are allowed, phone pictures and recordings are highly recommended. Some people dive deep into becoming an employee and unraveling the mysteries. What happens when you use the centerpiece payphone to call from the list of numbers? Whose emails will you find searching the home of the new OmegaMart CEO? And do postcards that never found their recipient tell you more than meets the eye? Can you find a manual to get some of the machines working? And are there translations for the alien language hidden throughout? Whatever your level of adventure, there's something for almost everyone. Need a break? A speakeasy that can only be accessed with your OmegaMart ticket is tucked away within the shop. Data Mosh sells oddball cocktails and snacks in a room I would describe as a UV reactive wonderland. My personal favorite beverage is the apple juice, which is a variation of a citrusy apple juice in a cocktail form. What makes it special is the addition of a buzz button. For those unfamiliar with buzz button, it's a type of edible flower that makes food and drinks you consume feel like it's electrified. Going to Data Mosh is the reason why I have a bag of buzz buttons at home for future experimentation. There are additional drinks themed after OmegaMart products, and each served in a strange cup or have their own silly gimmick. They also serve mocktails, and finally, after many years, they do sell snacks. Considering there is no re-entry into OmegaMart if you leave, I've been shocked they didn't serve food until recently. Nothing fancy, but if you want some popcorn or an Uncrustable, at least you have something to keep you going on your quest. Honestly, I could talk forever about OmegaMart and how much I love the whimsy and wonder I feel every time I enter, but I don't want to spoil too much about it. You'll have to visit someday for yourself or explore entirely new worlds in other Meow Wolf locations in New Mexico, Colorado, or the 2 in Texas. Things that I liked. The world of OmegaMart doesn't have to just start and end with your visit. You can learn even more about the world by searching the Meow Wolf and OmegaMart websites. I stumbled upon the DramCorp website, which includes additional videos, news articles, and history of this fictional corporation that I didn't even know existed until writing this episode. I even found a small button to log in, which led me to a page for filling in my information to join their Leadership Ascension Track, or LAT for short. A few examples of LAT's rules I pulled up from a list of over 50 include the following. Legally change your middle name. Be nice to 77 dogs. Hibernate for 35 days in close proximity to a castle, and so on. So if you want to join an absolutely ridiculous cult, this one's for you. I also love that there are always new pieces of art and rooms to explore. Whether I missed them before because they were so well hidden, or they've built a new section, I find new ways to adore the space. While the sense of humor and world building of OmegaMart isn't for everyone, it's definitely targeted for people like me. You can't walk into a space expecting a serious day. It's an excuse to let go of reality and just immerse yourself in something you will never fully understand. Be a kid again, appreciate art, laugh with those around you, and maybe roleplay with the employees. Things I didn't like. Unfortunately, with heavy uses of technology in the exhibits, it doesn't mean everything will be fully functioning. I've seen key clues to solving the mystery not working before, which is a huge bummer for anyone wanting more than just the pretty art installations. Also, the Las Vegas location gets so many visitors, many who do not respect the space. A lot of areas are pretty run down, and some things have been broken forever. Luckily, they've managed to turn those into new works of art, but it's still sad to see how much has changed from the lack of care from patrons. Also, OmegaMart is pretty overwhelming, especially for your first time. When it gets too crowded, it can become almost impossible to move around or do any of the fun tech or puzzles. You may be waiting forever for someone, so you have the chance to talk to a robot too. As for Whatever the your audience, level of OmegaMart is whatever geared your toward level of people of adventure, all there's ages. But is definitely a place you need to keep a close eye on
your
your
level of
kids. It's a bit of a labyrinth and easy to get lost in. While there are plenty of things for kids to explore, a majority of the mystery and humor is for adults. This is a lot easier to attend in small groups, and I have done plenty of dates there. Wandering with a large group is nearly impossible, and you may need to pair off and meet up later. As for accessibility, the parking lot is close along with accessible ramps next to the building. Inside, the store and art installations are a bit of a tight fit. While elevators are available in multiple locations, some of the fun entrances are nearly impossible if you can't crawl or crouch. A couple sections are harder to get to if you can't use stairs, but are not necessary to solving the mystery if that's your goal. Luckily, there are plenty of seats everywhere, so make sure to take breaks if you need one, and staff members are always around if you have concerns. The main issues with OmegaMart are going to be tight spaces when it's crowded and overstimulation due to visuals and sound. Some rooms have signs for strobing lights and other warnings, so make sure to read everything if you're concerned. As for the price, while Nevada residents can get a $10 discount for as many tickets as they like, everyone else isn't so lucky. Here's my tip if you plan to attend OmegaMart at least once a year. Single-day ticket prices start at $64 and go up a bit on weekends for non-residents. You can get an annual pass, or Portal Pass as they call it, for $99. 2 to 3 times a year, typically on Labor Day, Memorial Day, and Black Friday, they make the passes 30% off. For $69 and basically the price of a single day, you can go as many times as you like for 1 year and receive merchandise and food discounts almost anywhere in Area 15. That also includes cocktails in the speakeasy. While this likely won't last forever, sign up for Meow Wolf's emails for a chance to get your own Portal Pass at a lower cost. Hello? Can you hear me? Please, I need to get through. There's something not right with it here. Tramcorp's trying to silence us. Can anyone hear me? As for personal recommendations, if you want pictures that pop, consider wearing UV reactive or glow-in-the-dark attire. There are plenty of Continuing with my visit to Las Vegas, I'm discussing one of my favorite places to visit, OmegaMart. If you want pictures that pop, consider wearing UV reactive or glow-in-the-dark attire. There are plenty of rooms lit with blacklight, so you'll definitely stand out. When you sign up for a time slot, you can stay as long as you like for the rest of the day. Getting there earlier guarantees you'll have more time to explore and have less people clogging the rooms. If you plan to do any mystery solving, being there at opening is almost a necessity. Also, while some hand sanitizing stations are throughout, I highly recommend bringing your own since a lot of the touch-based activities are available and are not clean between each user. Overall, what Meow Wolf does better than most immersive experiences is the attention to detail and filling every little space with art from artists around the world. I'm super excited to check out their other immersive spaces one day, and for the opening of the Los Angeles location scheduled to premiere next year. I highly recommend taking the time after visiting a Meow Wolf to read their story and learn more on their websites. It's such an inspiration for people like me and others in the immersive world. I want more things like this because we all deserve something out of the ordinary once in a while. Until next time, if lights flicker, it's a warning that you're running out of time. Check out our website, immersivexps.com, to join our free Ko-fi, which will have visuals and additional content of the immersive experiences discussed in each episode. If you are an immersive experience artist or creator, no matter how small, consider contacting us so you can take part on a future podcast. This podcast is recorded and produced by SoCal Podcast Studio in Orange County. Thanks for listening. I highly recommend taking the time after visiting a Meow Wolf to read their story and learn more about their... I highly recommend taking the time after visiting a Meow Wolf to reach the... I highly recommend taking the time...